in New York because I felt very bad. Why I felt bad? Because I was getting this hate thing inside of me. I disliked everyone, not only white people. I disliked you. I disliked my mother-in-law because I thought that she was responsible for my wife leaving me. I want to kill her. Now, why did I think that? I felt nervous most of the time. I felt very uneasy. I used to cry every day in Los Angeles. You know, I moved to Los Angeles in 1964, 63, and I used to go up on the hill in Malibu and cry. Why was I crying? I was crying for what? I was stressed. But I didn't know what brought on the stress. None of the herbalists, none of the philosophers, none of the Egyptologists or the anthropologists showed me why I was crying. So I was in New York, 1963, and I walk into this photo booth where you put the dollar in there, and I composed myself, took the picture. When the picture came out, my eyes were wild. I looked at the pictures, and I tore them up. I didn't need anyone to tell me that I was insane, and I was not in denial. What is it saying? That the very food that I was consuming, I lived in Louisiana. What did my wife fed me? Stuffed melons with shrimps, crawfish bisque, jambalaya, gumbo, rice and beans every day. Do we have any idea as to what rice and beans does to the human body? I was talking to someone just recently in Honduras about a year ago, a guy by the name of, what is his name now? Pichon. Pichon came while I was sitting under this tree, and I had this plate of rice and beans. I was going to eat it. This woman brought it to me because everybody was buying food, and it was a big celebration. So I had my plate of rice and beans. I wasn't going to eat it, but I couldn't tell the lady, I don't eat that. Pichon came and saw me with the rice and beans in front of my face and said, hey, are you going to eat that hog food? That is hog food. Rice is dangerous. Rice has what? Cyanide. Yes. Go do some biochemical analysis and you see what rice has. Cyanide. Beans, it has an over amount of starch enough to drive you crazy. One night I was in Miami, and there was a party given by some Haitians. And there was a young man there by the name of Nuba. Nuba wife named Nicole. I was with another Haitian, a lady, her name is Jude Falaise. She said to me, you know, these people have all this meat and stuff here tonight. They're going to be a big fight. I said, why do you say that? He said, because look what they're eating. I said, well, I know that. No, you don't know what I'm saying. My cousin is Nuba. Nuba is Nicole's husband. And I remember 10 years ago in Haiti, when he ate pork, he went crazy. He was less tolerant than most of us. She went to Nicole and told Nicole, don't give Numa the pork. She said, why? Because he's going to beat you up. He's going to beat you up. Oh, no! She said, look, Nicole, he's my cousin. I grew up in a house with him. I saw what he did. He ate the pork. There's some big, nice ribs, barbecued, with sauce on it. The barbecue sauce with a lot of garlic. And he went to town. By 12:30 at night, he was kissing Nicole. Found a reason to. And haven't you been kissed? How many of our mothers, I saw my mother abused by a man, which I took a machete, and I was going to chop his head off. God knows I tell the truth. I was going to chop his head off. What saved the man from getting his head chopped off? My mother grabbed the machete with the side that it was sharp, and she cut her hand. She had that cut today. I want to chop this man's head off with the fever. What you mean you're going to hit my mother? Because you're what? Who gives you the right? But I thought about it years later on the plane. My mother was feeding the man the food that caused him to be insane. My mother was feeding the man the food that caused his prostate gland to be inflamed, and eventually he died with cancer. Your wife feeds you the food that she learned from her mother. You think we could blame the wife or the mother or the mother? No. It's an experience that we are facing today. So now, as we total all this up with all these diseases that has been cured, how were they cured? I hate to go into it. Why? Because I'm a plumber. That is all I am. A human plumber. You know the plumber that goes to your house and get all the feces out your house because it's overflowing? And it stinks when it overflows from the toilet, isn't it? And how do you think it happens in your body? When the feces is overflowing, the lymphatic glands are swollen. My lymph nodes are swollen. The doctor took them out. My colon is extended. What's inside that colon? Oh, but we have to consider the standard weight per height measure. The standard weight per height measure says that Dr. Sebi, at 6'2" or 6'3", he's supposed to weigh 175 to 210 pounds. Who put that scale together? The same man that brought us here. Have we questioned him? Certainly the herbalist has not. The healers have not questioned him. Because they offer the same garbage he recommends. So I am a human plumber. All of you sitting in this room, you don't have to tell me what you have. You don't. Why? God's medicine cures everything without you saying a word. That happened to me in Dominica. The policeman came to me. No, his wife came first, and she said, Dr. Sebi, I have been monitoring you, and you have cured a bunch of folks. I want you to cure my husband. I said, where is he? Oh, he's not going to come. Because first of all, he's a policeman. He's tall, he's big muscles. He's going to feel embarrassed to come to see you. Why? Because he's impotent. How many of us have the nerve to say that they're impotent? Well, I'm not one. When I was impotent, I told the world I'm impotent. Because I wanted to know if there was a cure for this stuff, because I was only 30. So the policeman, being a policeman, how could he come when he's a cop? He can't bring himself down. So she said, could I take him the medicine? I said, sure. Take him the medicine. Here it is. And by the way, behind your house, I know, or around your house, in the fields around, there's a plant that when you touch it, it goes right to sleep. Who are from the tropics in here this evening? Who are from Central or South America or the Caribbean, from Jamaica? Are there anyone here from the tropics? From Puerto Rico? No one here from the foreign countries. Well, Mr. Charles Gray and Miss Denise Murray was in Honduras. And I showed Charles. I said, Charles, watch this plant. I touched the plant and it curled right up. They call it the sensitive plant. There is nothing in the world that addresses prostrate inflammation or prostrate cancer like the sensitiva. So I told the lady, they call it simecotois in patois. While in Dominica, I learned to speak some patois, not much, but enough